all that is good may not be good for you. So yes, there's many things you are recommended, many things are good, and many protocols, especially in yoga and spirituality, amazing things, but maybe it's not for you, right? And I want to discuss the nuances of it and why I want to discuss this and what brought me to discuss this topic in this video today. And for those of you who like the contents of my video, please don't forget to press like and subscribe if you haven't already. This is going to greatly help my channel to be able to reach out to more people, and you'll be not only helping the more people getting some valuable information that may make a big difference in their lives, but you'll also helping me and my channel as well. And a very big thank you if you could do that, from the bottom of my heart. Those of you who don't know me, I am Osman, hashtag blind Muslim yogi. I am a bioenergy healer on a master level with telepathic healing capabilities, specializing in critical care recovery and terminal illnesses. Especially people come to me, with when the doctors have failed with all treatment protocols, and they got a few days or few weeks to live. And my success rate from turning it around is over 90% to date in the past 3, 4, 5, almost 5 decades of doing the energy healing, right? And I also treat other physiological, psychological, and even spiritual ailments. I am also an advanced level yoga and meditation teacher, having been practicing this art form for almost 50 years and teaching it now for 46 years. And in that period, I've never charged anyone any money. It's always been free. And I've also studied under some amazing, great masters from different schools of thought, from different cultures across the globe, from the Far East, the Middle East, the West, including the scientific communities. And I've adapted and created my own unique protocols, basically making them faster, easier, quicker, more time efficient, and results oriented. To that end, I now have students in over 100 countries. And my favorite protocol is my 5-minute yoga and meditation program, which you can download for free by visiting my website, yogawellness786.com, and where you can get more information about my services. Please also remember my therapies are all natural based and not a replacement for medical treatment. So, coming back, not all that is good for everyone, and you are recommended to do so many things, mindfulness practice, and so forth. So, there are so many different methods, right? And people, yes, the teachers, what I found is some of the teachers, they don't know what they're talking about, right? More than 90%, especially in the yoga meditation field, more than 90% of the teachers, they are, I would say, misleading, in my opinion, right? Forgive me, for saying that, because I'm practicing this and I've studied under so many different teachers and practicing it for 50 years. And I find that, it's not practical based, right? So they may come out with a lot of theory and strange names and all that and confusing people, right? Get a practical way for people to latch onto it. So, and one thing, one of my teachers told me something very interesting, right? And he is very advanced and in the superconscious state and samadhi. And even myself, I mean, my first samadhi I achieved when I was 19 years old, and I'm now 57 years old. And in this period, I've had about 40, 50 samadhi experiences and kundalini awakenings. And I haven't been established in the enlightenment level because it wasn't something that I found is so hype, something that I want to attain. I practice in my protocols because it works for me. I'm doing my yoga protocols because it helps me keep fit and my energy levels are amazing and I really love it, right? It's something that I love. But doesn't mean you is good for you. Maybe for you Pilates is better, or maybe for you, just pushing weights is better, or boxing is better, or cycling, or jogging, or something, some other form of exercise, right? There's so many, or just playing some type of sport, playing football, right? Or rowing, going swimming, playing tennis, right? Some people just doing the housework, right? Sweeping the house and vacuuming and helping out at home. It doesn't mean you're a man, you don't have to help out. you know um, I'm divorced multiple times, 6 times divorced, and always I think all my wives I helped them in the home, except I think two and three, number two and number three, maybe I didn't help so much, but they were not very long in my life. But those that was long, I helped with the dishes. I did the dishes, dry the dishes, wash the dishes also. I even hand wash clothes for my wives. I said, no, they're working hard and they're coming tired. They are women, right? They feel so weak, and the machine is broken, and we didn't have a machine that time. We were moving apartments, and then now I feel nothing to take my wife's clothes and my children's clothes and wash them and iron the clothes, right? When my children were small, I used to bath them and put put on the clothes and feed them and all that myself. When they were babies, crying in the middle of the night, get up because my wife is tired. She just gave birth, for crying out loud. She's going to have postpartum depression, and she needs 1 or 2 years to recover, right, from that trauma. So why not, right? A man do these things. You're not going to become a woman, right? You're still going to be a manly man, right? It doesn't mean you're going to become, by doing all. So you're just helping out, with sweeping and cleaning, and doing the garden work, and all. This alone is like exercise, right? This may be good for you. Doesn't mean all that is good. And people say, I'm in the spirituality field, to get into just putting your hands on the soil and the grass outdoors with the sun and so forth. This alone is yoga, very therapeutic, right? Going for a walk in a park or in nature and sitting, just resting your back on a tree, open your shoes, letting your feet touch the ground. This alone is like yoga, right? So it doesn't mean that you have to follow some strict procedure. And I found there are a lot of discrepancy, especially in the yoga field. I found these are very ancient, authentic scriptures, right? And they're speaking very highly of it. But a small thing like the color of the Muladhara chakra, majority saying it's red, and minority say it's yellow. I experienced it. I've seen. I know the color is yellow, and so many people come out and say it's red in color, right? So they've got it wrong. I mean, it's red or yellow. There's a big difference between yellow and red, right? Because they mix the color. The Muladhara is, they say, is red incorrectly, and that the Manipuraga, the solar plexus, is yellow. Muladhara is a root chakra. They make the mistake, but it's actually yellow in my experience, right? And I've experienced it over and over and over and over and over. I've got 5 decades of experience for this, right? So I know when the people say, I know they are making a mistake, they got it wrong. And they profess to have thousands of students and following the entire, got master classes and charging money for their classes. And of course, I mean, they're making that the way of income, right? They found it is a good way to make some extra income. I know some people help fund the university studies by teaching yoga part-time, right? And hats off to them. They found a way, and people is willing to pay them, and they adding value to people's life, just to get into it. That is good. I'm not against it, but I've never charged, right? Because I was not charged when I learned. Everyone, when I learned the most advanced techniques, and no one charged me even a single dollar throughout, right? I never had to pay for anything, and why should I charge in return? Right? I believe it's everyone's birthright. It's something that I did in conjunction to my money making, capacities and so forth. So I found this thing in, this discrepancy, and I went online to see what does the original book say, right? And the original book say, yes, it's red. Not all, but there's different versions of the books, right? So there are some scholars, they've got their books, different lines, sampradayas or disciplic succession, that say it's yellow, right? In their version of it, because it's 5,000 years has elapsed, right? So the schools of thought, somewhere along the line, they made a mistake, but no one experienced it and they're teaching it. This is the way, and they speak with such authority, like they know what they're talking about. But the basic thing, the mula, the basic one that opens up, right, for your spirituality to open, right, to awaken. Before we go into kundalini awakening and all that, you don't know that, and you got some paper certificate that you passed your yoga, you can qualify it as a yoga teacher. You know who's a yoga teacher advanced, who's the teacher, is someone who got experience, right? Yoga is trying to teach you Yoga, union. Union means samadhi experience. This is referring to union can be anything. Union with your wife, union with your girlfriend, union with you know your favorite bottle of whiskey, right? There's different kinds of union, right? Or union with your with your favorite brand of cigarettes, or union with your favorite meal, right? But we're referring to union of your energies with the cosmic energy, and going into that blissful state, that ocean of bliss called Satchidananda, right? The first level is that the teacher must, who's teaching you, did he experience samadhi? Firstly, and he's teaching, right? So, so someone is trying to teach you how to ride a bicycle, but himself can't ride a bicycle. So, teaching yoga, they don't know what is samadhi. They don't know. They say, no, no, I just know the basic. But for crying out loud, the meaning of yoga is samadhi, right? Teaching you how to become, to attain samadhi. So you don't know yet. Until you achieve it, don't teach, right? So this is the motivation behind why I want to say all that is good is not necessarily good for you, right? Because it's seemingly good, right? And even, I mean, I've got experience, I've got multiple samadhi experience behind my back and so forth, and I've got my own opinions on it, right? I feel it's not all that's it's just people looking for some type of like a different drug fix. It's cheaper, easier, quicker to get DMT or mushrooms, right? To have that experience, see if it's for you, right? To sacrifice decades of your life to just feel a little bit, do it for, it's going to help your work, you're going to become stronger, you can become, improve your relationships. I mean, that's my viewpoint, right? I don't want to be blissed out in some level away from, I want to be with the world. I want to be interacting with people. I want to play games. I want to play, games with people. I'm blind, so I'm restricted the number of games, right? I want to interact with people. It's boring to be without people, to be all alone and to yourself and everything. It's okay, for a short while, but for all eternity, come on, right? That's not for me. I don't think it's for the 99% of the people as well, right? That's why minority of people are getting into it, because very few want to withdraw from the world, right? But I use yoga to interact better with the world, right? It helped me. My kriya is helping my energy levels to improve my brain capacity and to realize my full potential as a human. Because 8 to 10% of the brain is what we are using, and we're using the kriya yoga and the meditation experience to open up the higher capacities of the brain and the more subtle energies, and to be able to experience the higher frequencies, right? And to be able to understand alternative realities and dimensions, and to become, open to them, and connect with them, right? How amazing is that? The world becomes so much more beautiful and bigger. I mean, the world is amazing, right? And to increase it exponentially, I think the physical world, what you see is only 1%. 99% is what you don't see, right? So hope that information helps you. And remember, live your life, do what is working for you and what's going to bring some, immediate or short-term benefits. Don't waste your life and going traveling the world and taking diksha and initiation and putting your life under another human's control. Slavery ended long ago, right? You're not a slave that you have to obey. Now is your guru and obey. Follow my channels. There's ways how to open your kundalini and so forth on, that I in my own videos without going for diksha and all these things, right? So hope that information helps you. Take care of yourself always.